Welcome to Grip Tips. My name is Vic Pellegrino, designer and founder of Victory Grips. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the tactical grips. Everything you want to know about them, how to maintain them, what to look for, etc. So, first of all, the tactical grips were designed specifically for powder-coated bars. Powder-coated bars are typically the black bars that you get from Rogue Fitness. It's a black coated finish. Sometimes they come in colors, but typically the black, and they have a textured finish. Over time, this coating becomes smooth and slippery, and the tactical grips were designed to dig into those bars no matter the state of wear. You can use them for spiel bars, or also known as bare steel bars. Bare steel and spiel bars are the same thing. But they don't dig into spiel bars as much as they do into powder-coated bars. So if you're on a spiel bar, honestly, the best grips for those are our leather grips or the X2 as a close finish. So the tactical grips are super thin. They are only 1.35 millimeters thick, designed to give you a natural dexterity. The outside is a rubber polymer to dig into the powder-coated bar very well. The inside is a woven Kevlar, and that was chosen because of abrasion resistance, durability, moisture wicking, and I'm going to go into some of the pros and cons about this woven Kevlar in just a minute. The overall construction is very sound. Even though they're very thin, they're very durable. So if you think about these thin, grippy, they're really geared towards going hard and fast in a competition setting. That was the intention of them. If you're doing higher volume, a thicker, more cushiony grip like our X2 or our leather may be the best option. But there are people that have done multiple Murphs in a row and the tactical grips with no issues. So you just kind of got to know the disposition of the skin of your hands and what is best for them. So I'm going to switch gears to my workbench and show you a little bit more detail with a close-up view of my hands of what to look for with the grips and how to maintain them. Okay, first let's talk about this thumb guard. So this thumb guard is designed to protect the underside of the thumb. So when you have them on, you want to make sure that this thumb guard is cradling the underside of the thumb. You don't want to have the grips on too low so that this area, this edge, is digging into the underside of the thumb. Always wear your grips up as high as possible, snug against the bottom of the palm, and this thumb guard will cradle that underside. And the reason for that is this material could be kind of aggressive just with the texture and how grippy it is. So you just want to make sure that it's cradling the underside of the thumb. All right, so if by chance you don't like this thumb guard, by all means, or your grips, you could always cut it out. So the recommendation for it would just be to follow the top side of this line. So I'll just use a ruler, make a mark at the top of that line, and you would simply cut along this line to cut the thumb guard out if you don't like it. So you could easily customize the grips. So the woven Kevlar, the woven Kevlar has a little bit of a texture to it. For most people, it doesn't bother their hands, but for others, it could have that texture could be a bit abrasive. So, one, always chalk your hands as well as the outside of the grips. The outside of the grips, chalk is optional. They're very grippy, but chalk the inside of your hands because that prevents slide. So, one thing you could do with to soften up the woven Kevlar is to take some sandpaper or even a grill brush. This sandpaper has a 220 grit. It's pretty good and aggressive. So simply take your sandpaper and start softening up. It doesn't take that long. And you can see it's kind of the difference between the top and the bottom. You could also, this is technically a really aggressive grip brush for gymnastics, but it's very similar to a grill brush. And you can just do the same thing to the grips. So what you get is a softer texture. It's much softer than the Kevlar not brushed out or sandpapered out. One thing about the woven Kevlar is that you will get this fraying along the edges. This is a pair of really used grips, has about 3,000 reps in them, and you can see this fraying. That's normal. There's no really good, efficient way to secure this edge. First iteration of this material. We're always looking to improve. Hopefully this gets improved in the next iteration. But for right now, just expect this fraying. It's a performance grip. It's not meant for to always look pretty. It's a matter of making you perform better. That's essentially what it's about. So this brushing out the grip, the woven Kevlar with sandpaper or a grill brush makes a huge difference to make it less abrasive. Since we're talking about the woven Kevlar, let me show you what to expect. One is that, like I said, you're going to get this fraying. It doesn't look the best, I know. I acknowledge it's not the perfect product, but it's extremely functional. And typically, like right around this curve from the palm portion to the false grip area, you might have a little bit of delamination. You can see how it's kind of come up away from the Kevlar, from the rubber compound. So what you could do if that happens, this glue, E6000 glue, you could get it at any hardware store. Home Depot, Ace, you can get it on Amazon. It's a craft glue that dries flexible. And I use this glue on this side and have many more reps in it, and it hasn't come undone. So if you get this fraying right here, you could you could just simply take a pair of scissors. Take a pair of scissors, kind of cut the fraying off, just like that. Don't pull the fraying. Simply put a little dab of glue underneath it. And just apply. And it'll stay. This glue is very strong. It's very easy to deal with. So E6000 glue works well. Yes, I'm telling you, if your grips are kind of coming undone, glue them. Nothing wrong with that. It's to get a little bit more life out of your grips. So let's talk about the rubber portion. Okay, so one thing you can expect is that you could see kind of this wear pattern on the rubber compound. These grips have over 3,000 reps in them, and you're gonna have, and this rubber, kind of like a tire, gets worn down, and it's gonna get worn down in different friction spots according to how you grip the bar or your body mechanics. So you can expect some wearing down in certain areas. You will know when the grips are finally worn down that you have a loss of performance in them when they don't grip as much. And that's because if the rubber gets worn off to a huge degree all over the place. But right now, these have a little bit more life in them. So the rubber compound, one thing, if you do find they begin to slip and they're not quite worn down, This is a very simple trick and it works wonders. Take just white distilled vinegar, just white vinegar. And you can wipe down the grips with the white vinegar. So I put the white vinegar in this squirt bottle, and you could simply, spray down the grips, or you could spray it on your rag, and wipe the grips down. And I'll also do it with this one. I'll just spray it on this rag. So why white vinegar? Why vinegar at all? Well, vinegar is an emulsifier, and so it is going to strip. That means it's going to basically strip all the oils, sweat oils, that accumulate on the grips from working out. And chalk helps. Chalking up the grips helps mitigate the amount of oils that accumulate. But the vinegar will definitely help, especially if you don't use chalk. If you don't use chalk on the grips, do this from time to time. It's super quick, and they will restore the grips to just about their original state. And now that it's clean, you can kind of see this wear pattern a little bit more. You could actually wash the grips in a delicate cycle, but you could only do it with the straps that are either the gray synthetic strap or the white synthetic strap. And the white synthetic strap is this. It's made of our X2 material. You could wash those in a delicate cycle. Now, if they are the brown leather or the black leather, don't wash them in delicate cycle. Don't wash them at all, because leather and water don't mix. You could just wipe down the woven Kevlar with a light soap solution, and that'll be fine if it gets dirty and you just want to clean them. Or you could still also use the vinegar on the woven Kevlar side. So that is taking care of your Kevlar grips in a nutshell.